Raised in a drug addict household, drug addict parents, drug addict brothers, drug addict friends. Everybody I can remember was using drugs, drinking, violence, child abuse.
I can remember feeling when I was a kid, when I was growing up, not always feeling a part of. I definitely felt different than most people, or separated or removed in some way.
One of the things that is a reality for many dads is they didn't have great role models. Their fathers were not always there for them. Or if their fathers were there for them, they weren't showing them the best that they could be.
I didn't know my dad till I was about 31 years old. I just recently reconnected with him and my 16-year-old little brother.
A lot of men come from families of drug and alcohol addiction. They come from families of violence. They come from families of dysfunction.
Went to prison when I was 18 years old, first time. That's when I had my first child. I didn't know how to be a parent. Me and his mother both were drug addicts.
And when you grow up that way, you learn to be that way.
I would pretty much let him do whatever he wanted because I really wasn't there. I can call myself a father before, I got clean and sober, but
what's clear to me is that fathers face unique challenges and dads face unique challenges, and we have to provide to them the support that they need to be the kind of parent that they want to be.
I can remember before not investing a lot of time in my son throughout the day. I think the most I would do was make sure there was something for him to watch on TV, pick him up from the bus stop, and drive him to school in the morning.
Our hope is that we would create a program where dads can live together while they're going to treatment, have their children with them, full-time or part-time, and learn how to be a dad. The great thing about dads like Kyle and Devin is that they've done the work.
It was important for me to learn what a healthy role model does for, his child, and what that looks like as far as being supportive and patient and loving. And it's unfortunate, but not all of us learn that when we're growing up.
One way I kind of think about it is they've drawn a line in the sand, and they've said, the pain stops with me. I am not passing on my pain or my father's pain or my grandfather's pain onto my son or my daughter. They're choosing something different for their family, and they're doing the work to make it happen.
I went down to the rack, and I did the assessment, and they immediately put me in a treatment within about a week and a half. I was right in. It was pretty good.
And they have the courage and the strength to say, I want something different, and I'm gonna do something different.
I can remember him having a dental surgery while I was in treatment, and Jake took me up to my mother's house where my son's living, and I got to spend time with him and comfort him and reassure him that I'd be home soon. And it was a pretty big bonding moment. I can remember it very well, and it was important that someone was willing to do that.
I don't think people really understand what a challenge it is when no one ever showed you how to do something, and then everyone expects you to be able to do it. It's just not how it works.
My children were in DHS custody at the time, so I had a nice hard look at my life and then decided that this was what I had to do. I had to go into treatment to Willamette family. I've been there before.
I have a saying in that children learn what they live, and for many men, they didn't learn how to be dads. They didn't learn how to be fathers. And when we're asking them to do that, it's really hard because no one showed them the way.
I took it serious. I wasn't playing around. I wanted to change. I still fought some things, but I knew that the staff at Willamette family were going to help me, and they did. They kept it real with me. They gave me hugs when I needed it.
And so a dad's program is really a concrete first step in creating a place where dads can learn how to be dads.
My son returned to me, and whenever there was an obstacle or some sort of situation I didn't quite know how to deal with, I would call Jake and bounce ideas off of him.
So we offer 2 main parenting classes that are available for parents while they're in treatment, whether that be inpatient or whether that be outpatient. The first program that we offer is called the Nurturing Parenting Program. And the Nurturing Parenting Program is founded on the philosophy you learn to take care of yourself before you can take care of your children, and then before you can take care of the environment.
The model of the parenting classes was to just to be present with them, comforting, loving, and I didn't know none of that stuff. So Jake, sat down with me multiple times one-on-ones, and we talked about my childhood and what I need to incorporate into my parenting, and I did that, and it's actually been tremendous help in my visits.
I got to try different parenting methods that were healthy, and just found which worked for my style of parenting. And
the other program that we utilize called Circle of Security. And Circle of Security is basically a program that focuses more on the relationship between dads and their children. And what we're looking at is how dads can better meet the needs of their children.
I learned a lot about Circle of Security with my children, and just to be there with them. I don't always got to have the answers they need. Just to be there as a father, let them know that I care about them and I love them. And I learned from the treatment that I don't need to beat my kids. I don't need to yell at them, call them names. Those are the opposite of what I wanted to be. So that's what I was. I never beat my kids, but I was never there for them ever. So it was pretty much the same thing. It was abuse because I was a distant father, drug addict. And I learned from the treatment and the parenting program that to be a good dad, I have to be drug-free, and to be a good dad, I have to have like a parenting role model.
Being a part of the solution gave me more confidence as a father and as a decision maker, regardless whether they worked out or not.
Children need dads in their lives. They need fathers in their lives. And I think a dad's program is an important way of supporting that process for families and supporting men to step up and become the dads and become the kind of fathers that I know they want to be.
Today I'm able to set boundaries with my son, be able to direct him, tell him what it means when I say no. I have him do his homework, I have him do chores, I teach him how to be responsible and pick up after himself. Whereas before, I couldn't do those things.
My mom has custody of my son, and she would have never let him even see me because of my behavior 6 months ago. Today, I can call her, we can have a talk about what's really going on, no sugar-coated stuff, and she'll let me come pick him up. And
today he can see someone he can look up to, and that gives me a huge sense of accomplishment.
So it's a very good feeling to be able to almost get to right where I'm going right now. It's only a couple more months. It's just time I'm waiting for. It's gonna happen.
Today I know I'm an excellent father. I'm all those things. I'm caring, I'm patient, I'm loving, and I'm understanding, and I take time to make sure that my son knows that I'm there for him.
Every time I go into that visit, I remember my goal in life is to be a good dad, a drug-free dad, and never ever be like I was.
One of the things that I tell all the dads that I work with is, why do we fall? And the truth is, we fall to learn how to pick ourselves back up. Again, dads like Kyle and Devin are showing their children how to pick themselves back up and how to take that next step.